এবার ইন্টারনেটে দেখ লাইভ হইতেছে ইন্টারনেটে দেখ লাইভ হইতেছে আমার বলতে
Action. कोई ना
Took it down, but his shot is saved by Courtois.
They just seem to have took the foot off the gas, Belgium. They weren't pressing the ball, and the way he picked his head up and he's picked his pass to Murillo, and he's made a great save, Courtois. He's kept it at 1-0.
The corner's been taken, but it'll have to be taken again, I think, because the referee's not happy with some of the movement, barging, grabbing that's going on inside the penalty area. Took it down. Lucky because the original effort from Edgar Bacenas was quite poor. So he'll get the second opportunity here. 9.5 minutes gone in the second half. Panama looking for an equaliser. Decent cross. Torres goes up for the header, gets plenty on it, but not enough to direct it goalwards, and it's out for a goal kick.
He's got a good leap on him, hasn't he? I don't know, is he one of the biggest? Is he 6'3", 6'5"? I don't think he is. But he attacks the ball brilliantly. This was a great pass.
It's a beauty from Barcenas to set Murillo in. He's only got one international goal to his name, and just couldn't quite get it under control quickly. It just scooted away from him, wasn't it?
First touch, you know, it wasn't dead, and he had another touch, and just hit it, just to give the defender a chance to get close to him, and Courtois to get out.
Listen to the lift though it's given the Panamanian supporters, when all of a sudden they go, oh hang on a minute, maybe we can do something.
I just looked at Belgium there for that moment. They just looked like they just sat back and stopped pressing. They should really go for the jugular, go and beat them, go and win that 2 or 3.
Well, Vertonghen was going mad at Carrasco, who clearly felt should have been tracking back, but in Carrasco and also Meunier, they're forward-thinking wing-backs. They're not defensive wing-backs. They're not your traditional, if you're talking England, the Danny Roses or the Kyle Walkers.
He was looking the wrong way, Adam. He was looking at his own goal. He was on his way back. He hadn't got back and turned around and seen him coming, in which case he could have defended better.
Carrasco was often seen playing in that wide midfield role for Atletico Madrid, but this is how I think Roberto Martinez gets to shoehorn all the talent that he's got into this Belgian side by playing in this manner and playing them in those roles. 11 minutes gone in the second half. It's the World Cup live on TalkSport 2. It's Belgium 1, Panama 0. When we're done, we've got TalkSport 2 live for you with Andrew McKenna and Darren Goff's Cricket Week coming up from 8 o'clock tonight here on TalkSport 2. There's a free kick for Belgium. Again, the challenge that time by Anibal Godoy. And the yellow card's out.
There's number 5.
It is for this Panamanian side. They're certainly getting on the wrong side of Yanni Sekanzi, the Zambian referee.
He just wouldn't shut up. He was asking for it. The referee kept looking at him. I thought, he's got to stop talking a minute. Deserve booking.
Kevin De Bruyne will lift this one into the penalty area. Well, he's lifted it in, but he's lifted it 5 or 6 yards over the top of everyone. And this is not the Kevin De Bruyne that we've been seeing for Manchester City for the last 2 seasons.
Not at all. No, not his free kicks and his corners, dead ball restarts. They've been poor so far. They've never looked like scoring from one of them.
12 minutes gone in the second half. Belgium leading by a goal to 0. Clearance from their goalkeeper Pineda.
First game of the tournament though, it is. They've had the pre-season, they've played the friendlies, they've had the break, they've already had the holiday.
Cooper towards the edge of the penalty area, and the shot has got away, but it's wide on this occasion from Barcenas.
Sorry, the point I'm trying to make is that Kevin De Bruyne might be, it's the first game in the World Cup, there's the pressure on, they want to win, they want to perform well, he'll get better. And then do we see the best of them in the big games towards the end of the tournament?
Well, they often say very rarely do you see the eventual winners start brilliantly. It's a tournament you can feel your way into, isn't it, with your 3 group games? You just don't want to lose your first game.
As long as you don't get beat. If you get beat in the first game, the pressure
is on. That's the key, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what Germany will face after that defeat by Mexico, because Sweden aren't going to be a rollover, are they?
Not at all. No, it's put real pressure on them.
And at the moment, Belgium aren't losing that first game. They lead by a goal to 0, but Panama are on the attack here again down the right-hand side. Barcenas with a chance to deliver, which he does towards the back post, but he's overhit it and it's out of play. And I think Cooper's the player that's gone down in some discomfort here for Panama. He got caught in the build-up, and the challenge was from Vertonghen, and that probably should have been a free kick, but he played the advantage.
Yeah, I know. They'll be looking for the free kick now, and the probably coaches in the 4th officials here are all giving him another one.
Vertonghen's got a yellow card.
But when they get into that position, that's when they've got to produce the crosses. If he lets play go on and the score from it, it's a great bit of refereeing.
From a purely selfish English perspective, Vertonghen getting a yellow card today and then one in the next game when they take on Tunisia would be good news for England, that's for sure. England, of course, get underway a little bit later in Group G, but Belgium at the moment doing what they need to do here. They're not as straightforward as probably they or anyone thought it might be. 14 minutes into the second half. They lead Panama by a goal to 0. Real worldie of a goal as well from Dries Mertens, just adding to the list of spectacular goals that we've seen so far in this World Cup. There's been no shortage of them. Here is Attar picking it up for Belgium, midway inside the Panamanian half, into Carrasco, who spins away from Torres. He hits the deck and No foul, says the referee, and Torres then just tries to float a ball over the top of Blas Perez across his shoulder, but there was just too much on it, and it's safely to Courtois, who sweeps at the edge of the Belgian penalty area.
You see Torres, you say he scored the goal, that was the ghost goal that got them through to the World Cup. He's a bit of a talisman for them, and just the way he looks, he's a big powerhouse at the back. He's had a good game.
Quarter-final of the last two major tournaments for Belgium. Can they go one better? Here is Lukaku. He's on a run here, showing his pace and power into the box. Lovely bit of play, teaming up with Meunier that time, but the pass to Meunier was just beyond Lukaku as he tried to get a shot away from 6 yards out, but he certainly overrun the ball. They've kept possession though on halfway with Beata, but it's the first time we've actually seen Lukaku with the ball at feet.
Well, he's dropped a little bit deeper, but he was able to turn around and run with it. He wanted a better pass back from, what he said, from Meunier. He rolled it into his feet, he wanted a better return.
Meunier's got it again here for Belgium out wide on that right-hand side. Pushed forward in once more to Vertonghen, out wide to the left. Here's Hazard, edge of the penalty area. Ball at feet for the Chelsea man. Witsel at the edge of the box, looks to shoot, does he? No, he tries to drive on to Hazard again. Lukaku's arm is up, he wants the cross played early. Hazard's going alone inside the penalty area. He's forced out wide though, on this near side by Cooper. Gets it back to Vertonghen. And again, everyone hemmed inside the Panamanian half as we go beyond the hour mark. 61 minutes played. Belgium leading by a goal to nil. And it's back with Alderweireld on that far side. Out wide to the right-hand touchline where it's picked up by Mertens. Laid off to Meunier. And they're happy to keep the ball, Roberto Martinez's side. Fairly standard for all of his teams. As down the right now comes Alderweireld, gets the crossover towards Lukaku, breaks to Mertens inside the penalty area. Oh, and it's deflected up and over the top of the bar by the outstretched left foot that time of Escobar. And it's going to be a corner, and they're preparing a double change here. Panama. We're going to see the introduction in moments of Gabriel Torres and Ismael Diaz. But first of all, they've got some defending to do.
They have. They need some fresh legs on the pitch. They're starting to get tired.
Mertens this time is on corner duty. Over towards Vertonghen, who gets the header, but he just proved a little shove in the back, and the referee's whistle goes before the keeper had actually made the save. But now they will get the chance to make these two changes, and it is going to be the introduction of Gabriel Torres and also Ismael Diaz. It was Gabriel Torres who played his part in the ghost goal as well. Actually scored a wonderful goal in qualifying. Basinas has gone off for the introduction of Torres, and Diaz will enter the fray as well, as we mentioned, and he's going to come on and replace Rodriguez on the left-hand side, the youngster. So a double change and a positive change as well for the Panamanians.
I think Rodriguez has done well. I don't know if he thinks he's getting tired, he's running out of legs. I thought he's been really positive in the game.
You can't help but feel the lack of football that he's had in Belgium, playing for them, because we mentioned not made a first-team appearance for them. Almost being fast-tracked into this Panamanian international setup. Only his third cap today, but he looked dangerous at times in that first half. And Ismael Diaz, as I say, enters the fray. He plays his football for Deportivo La Coruña's second team in Spain, or he has for the last season or so. Meunier on a run here for Belgium, down that right-hand side towards the byline. He finds Mertens, who's closed down immediately and gets attention from Fidel Escobar, and it's a throw on that far side for Belgium, level with the edge of the penalty area.
I think they're getting pushed further and further back, Adam, and if they're going to break on them at all, they're going to need some fresh legs. They need to get the ball back, but to even get up the pitch, they're going to need some fresh legs on the park. I think that's why he's made his substitutions.
De Bruyne down that far side, intercepted comfortably by one of the substitutes, Ismael Diaz. It's picked up by Lukaku. Nice little layoff to Eden Hazard. Just a little tug on his arm there, centrally about 25 yards out. It came from Aníbal Godoy, and the free kick is given. It was the tiniest little pull on the left arm of Hazard, but just knocked him off his balance as he was about to get going once more.
He loves to just play in there, doesn't he? He's got Lukaku up the top. If he can just play in those little holes, those little pockets, and pick it up and get turned, that's when he's a real threat.
Well, this is a central free kick. It's just to the left, actually, of a penalty spot. Again, about 25 yards from goal. I think there's a few who are lining up and fancying this. Mertens maybe, or Kevin De Bruyne. one of those two. Both in situ, and both with an opportunity here to double Belgium's advantage. There's 4 in the wall, which is placed just inside the D. It will be Kevin De Bruyne, and it's straight into that wall. And it spins away on the far side, where Meunier will pick it up under pressure from Davis, and Davis puts the ball out of play for a throw to Belgium. 20 minutes gone in this second half. Belgium leading by a goal to 0. You're listening to the World Cup live on TalkSport 2. Reminder, Royal Ascot gets underway tomorrow as well. We'll bring you exclusive coverage from Royal Ascot this year. And we have it for you all the way through till Saturday to make sure if you love your racing, what a spectacle it is as well. If you remember back to last year, Rupert Bell's commentary on the big orange coming for victory. It really was a wonderful event. And we've got coverage for you from tomorrow here on TalkSport 2. Down this left-hand side, it's Vertonghen again with the ball on halfway. He finds Hazard into Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne then with one of those raking passes out wide to the right-hand side. But again, there's too much on it for Meunier to get after, and it spins into touch for the throw.
Yeah, there's been a few collector's items from Kevin De Bruyne, and he's given the ball away today. I've not seen much of that in the Premier League this season.
No, it's very unlike him, as you say though, after a little holiday and the end of the season, maybe he's got to get back into it.
You've got to get going again at this level. You know, friendlies are okay and they keep you going, and I know they'll say, well, you shouldn't lose it. You just need to get back to this level. And actually, it's not the level where he normally plays at. He's playing against a much lower level. We're frustrating him, sitting him. He's a wonderful player, and I think we'll see the best of him in other games.
As well, when you're at a World Cup, everything started last Thursday. They don't get their games underway until late on a Monday. Yeah. It must be quite frustrating as a group of players just to be sat there and watching everyone else get underway.
It is. You want to get underway because people say there's not. You're not scared. You're not feared. You're not worried about it. But you're anxious. You want to get playing. You've got that nervous energy, and you can't wait for it to start.
Meunier on that far side into Hazard, who just spins and turns, and opportunity to go back to Witsel again. Inside the centre circle is Boyata. He's had a couple of terrific seasons, of course, the former Man City man up at Celtic, twice winning the treble back to back. There's another foul there, this time on the near side on Carrasco. It's from Murillo, who is one of those players who's been booked, and he'll be walking a tightrope. 5 Panamanians in the book, a couple of Belgians as well. Plenty of report writing to be done post-game for our Zambian official today. And actually, there's not really been a filthy nasty tackle in the entire game.
No, there's been the ones where they just pulled them back.
Ball lifted in here towards Lukaku, and Pinedo has to come out to the edge of his 6-yard box and punch. It was a decent delivery this time from Meunier from that right-hand side, but Pinedo again was alert to the danger. Here they come again. Hazard into De Bruyne. Lays it off again to Hazard down the left-hand edge of the penalty area. He's closed down immediately by Torres. Hazard going here on his right foot. De Bruyne at the edge of the box. Works it onto his right foot again. Stabs it towards Lukaku for the header. And he knocks it into the bottom corner. And Romelu Lukaku's World Cup campaign is off and running. The delivery from De Bruyne. The header from Lukaku from around 8 yards out. And that should be game, set and match for Belgium. They lead Panama by 2 goals to 0.
Yeah, it's a lovely bit of football, close skills, Hazard kept hold of it. They didn't just put the ball in the box, they didn't just cross it. They worked it down to the byline, came back, came out to De Bruyne. He's played a 1-2 with Hazard. They come back here, they've kept hold of it. He's not just going to cross it. They've only got one in the box anyway. This is a great bit of skill. Beats him on the outside of his foot. Oh, they'll be telling me his arm's offside. But anyway, it's not gone to VAR, has it? I don't think so. It's been given. It's a wonderful ball on the outside of his foot. Great goal.
It has been given. The celebrations have happened. They do check every goal, and I think by the letter of the law, his right arm was offside. But
I know.
Apparently, it's only bits that you can put the ball in with, and obviously he can't put it in with his right arm.
Well, the rules are correct there.
He looks quite tight for level, but it was a good call, I think, by the assistant and probably by the VAR.
Not great defending, I might add. He's letting him get across him. He should have his arm across him and stop him getting as big and as strong Lukaku is. He should be defending better than that.
He's been in terrific form when it's come to his performances for Belgium in the build-up, 13 goals in the 8 warm-up games, and he's on target again now, having also had a terrific qualifying campaign too. Only scored a couple during Euro 2016, so off and running in his World Cup campaign for 2018 for Romelu Lukaku. There's some conjecture as to how many he has got for Belgium, because in one friendly they used too many substitutes, so I think his hat-trick was wiped out that day, but it's certainly, for me, goal number 37 in a Belgian shirt. 20 minutes remaining here in Sochi, and Belgium off to the perfect start to this World Cup campaign in Group G, of course, alongside England, who will get underway in what, just over an hour and a half's time when they take on Tunisia. Down the left-hand side is Vertonghen. Forward he goes into space, the chase on for Carrasco down this left-hand side. Murillo's there as well. And Murillo just falls on the ball under pressure from Carrasco, and it's going to be a free kick for Panama.
I don't think we'll be seeing either team in any hurry. I said to you earlier, Panama I think will be, just don't get beaten by 4 or 5. Belgium have done the job. They win this as it is. There'll be a lot of possession.
Well, their biggest win in the World Cup actually came against El Salvador. That was by 3 goals to 0 in one of their meetings with the 6 other CONCACAF sides they played against. So you're feeling there may well be some more goals in it for them. It really just depends how Panama approach the final 20 minutes or so. And at the moment they're looking to try and get themselves back in the game. Godoy pushing it out wide to the left-hand side, where it's picked up by Davis. Davis just lays the ball off short and finds the run that's being made by Cooper. Cooper into Perez. This is better from Panama. Edge of the box. It's lifted forward by Gabriel Torres, and it was looped in the air and easily picked out by Thibaut Courtois under his crossbar.
We talked at half-time, didn't we, about being the final ball. You know, that's the difference there. They get a chance to get somebody on the outside, put a cross in, and it's just a tame little chip into Courtois' hands.
No surprise that Luis Tejeda is about to come on. The 36-year-old plays his club football in Peru, and 105 caps to his name so far, 40-odd goals as well. But it's Belgium here who are looking for goals. They're on the search for number 3. Hazard picks it up out wide to the left-hand side after a fairly poor ball from Carrasco. He's got 2 who come to greet him immediately. Goes back to Axel Witsel in the middle of the park, and Vertonghen's there as well. But again, Hazard's taken up a decent position on the left-hand side, and he has the ball at feet, walking towards the edge of the penalty area, and then just turns away from the close attention, and actually gives the ball away this time to Godoy, who's fouled by Witsel, and this will be the final change of the game then for Panama. And I suspect it'll be Perez that goes off, and Tejeda, as I mentioned, that's likely to come on. Really was a toss-up between those two, with a combined age, as we mentioned earlier, of 73. As to which one of them got the starting position, both with more than 40 goals, and it is Perez that departs, and Tejeda is on.
Yeah, I think Perez has run his race, to be honest with you. He's starting to struggle up there.
An early header is won by Tejeda. He gets up over Axel Witsel and wins that in the middle of the park. It's back with Courtois. He's pulled close down that time, and Courtois just took his time before delivering, and it cannons away off of Armando Cooper and out of play for what will be a goal kick, but Courtois almost got caught.
It's amazing. Even something as small as that can give the team a lift. They all go, we might get something from this, you know, the goalkeeper, Courtois' ability, his experience, how good he is, and he gets caught. You just give a little bit of hope to the opposition.
Well, Moussa Dembele is coming on. Mauricio Pochettino says that he's one of the 5 best players in the world as far as Pochettino's concerned.
Well, I'm in agreement. I think he's a wonderful player from when he was at Fulham and he was playing against us. Just an outstanding player, just got everything going for him. So powerful, quick.
He only appeared in 3 World Cup qualifiers though, and one of those was a start. He just doesn't seem to fit in with whatever it is Roberto Martinez wants.
Well, you know, I mean, Mauricio Pochettino will be talking about his own players and bigging them up, of course, and he'll want to do that. But I think he's a wonderful, wonderful, talented player. But you know, managers think differently. Different coaches think differently. And you can't pick anybody else's team. That's the beauty of the game.
Imagine if you all thought the same. What a dull world it would be.
World, yeah.
Here's Hazard on a rampaging run here from halfway, sips that one through to Romelu Lukaku. Keeper's advancing, Lukaku over the top of him into the bottom corner, and Romelu Lukaku is doing what he does best, scoring goals for Belgium. It's 2 in the game for Romelu Lukaku. Belgium have 3 and are cruising to a comfortable victory to kick off Group G. It's Belgium 3, Panama 0.
Well, when we were chatting at half-time and we were all saying that, you know, it depends what happens, and then he said that they'll get tired, mistakes, and now they're up the pitch, they're attacking, they've been done on the break, and it's the 3 lads that are up there. Lukaku gets stuck in there by Hazard, and he's brilliant, you know, he waits until he's gone down, he lets the keeper make his move, he goes down, he's waiting, he doesn't know they're underneath him, and he dinks it over the top. Great finish.
22 goals in 24 internationals for Romelu Lukaku. Just a really terrific finish as well. Kept calm, he's already matched that tally from Euro 2016 in game 1. And Roberto Martinez is looking like a very happy man. And they've just done the job they had to do. It's not been convincing in that first half, but now they're starting to just expand a little bit more.
Yeah, but I said I've been there as a player and as a manager, coach. It's tough against any, it doesn't matter who you're playing against, they make it hard to prepare. They've got all that time to prepare for your team against whoever they're playing, and they'll have 3 or 4 weeks preparation to do it and make it difficult for you, as I've done it for other teams myself. And then it doesn't happen. I think they've just trusted their ability. They got the first goal, which was wonderful, and then now they're just picking them off. And this is very, very difficult for Panama when they start breaking on them from these positions.
Well, Panama, as they go in search of a goal in this game, are just starting to leave holes. Down the right-hand side, they have possession with Torres. Torres goes infield. That's Gabriel Torres, by the way, as opposed to Roman Torres, who is still playing his role as a man mountain at the back. There's a ball lifted over the top here to Hazard, who's chasing onto it from De Bruyne inside the penalty area. Hazard in the box, looks for some support, which arrives in the form of Lukaku, but didn't arrive quickly enough, and he was crowded out by 2 white shirts who can bring that ball clear on the far side. And Panama, and it's picked up by Mertens, the scorer of the first, and back inside their own half, Belgium have possession.
It really starts to get tough when you're the Panama team and you seem to be facing your own goal. You're running back towards it because you've lost it up the pitch, and they're breaking on you and all running back having to get back and defend. And there can't be any better 3 up front than the 3 that Belgium have got to pick you off when they start getting tired. And they've sent one of the best 5 players in the world on as well.
Here's Hazard heading towards the byline. Really good tackle from Murillo. Hazard took him on, and Murillo did enough to win the ball back for Panama. However, he's run into 2 red shirts straight away, and Dembele just gets clipped off him and into touch on this near side for a throw into Panama, midway inside their own half. We have, just over 12 minutes remaining here. You're listening to the World Cup live on TalkSport 2. Don't forget, in the morning we'll have your essential roundup of Tuesday's sports stories. World Cup Sports Day is on the air from 7 o'clock with Dan Rindle tomorrow morning. He'll look back on England's World Cup opener against Tunisia. That's live on TalkSport tonight from 6, as well as preview that 3rd one-day international between England and Australia. Here come Panama. Decent! But his outstretched boot can't quite get on the end of it round the back post. And that's the first time, actually, they've got into a wide area and delivered something decent into the box.
It is very, very getting late on in the game, and it is a great ball. He can't get there. He's made the best effort he possibly could, but whether he could have gone with his head. Yeah, you're right. First decent ball they've got in from wide areas.
Susceptible down the flank, you would have thought, with the 2 wing-backs they play. Here is Alderweireld at the edge of the penalty area for Belgium. Now they try and break on Mass, a stream of red shirts driving forward. Lukaku out wide on that right-hand side, on the ball, with the ball at feet, charging inside the penalty area. Almost got a lucky ricochet, but then the second attempt it just span away from him. And now Panama can counter, and we're into end-to-end territory here. And eventually he goes down, and the referee's just going to wave it away. I thought he may have pulled it back, feeling he got a nick, but I think he maybe fell over his own feet as he tried to drive forward that time. Ismail Diaz. Here's the other number 10 at the other end. It really is end-to-end. Here's Hazard just trying to turn away from Murillo, who's looked after him really well at times during this game, and he wins the ball back on this occasion. They play with it at the edge of that penalty area. and then eventually chip it into touch, and Belgium have the throw. Last 10 minutes of the game.
Once it becomes end-to-end, there's only ever going to be one winner. And the front three that Belgium have, there's no doubt they'll get more goals.
3-0, Belgium lead. It's the World Cup live on TalkSport 2. All 64 games across the TalkSport network. Next up, England against Tunisia. That game kicks off in just over an hour and 20 minutes time.
I actually think the Panama back four could be proud of themselves, though. They've stuck with it. They're not giving them that many chances in it, and they're still at it now, defending 1v1s and having it with the Belgian team.
Mounier into Mertens, Lukaku, edge of the penalty area, helps it on, Mertens is onside, cross to Mounier with a little back heel, and it's saved by Pinedo. No flag had gone up, and eventually it does. They do delay on the offside until, of course, it's been checked or it's really obvious. Looked quite obvious to us, didn't it?
Looked obvious to me.
Yeah, I think Mertens probably with his left foot offside. And eventually the flag went up from the assistant.
That's incredible. I said I've been at this wedding all week. I've not seen that much football, so I've seen many decisions, but it was offside. It was.
Well, Pierluigi Collina has told them just to delay, because ultimately they can always check it on VAR if necessary.
Well, that's a point, yeah, because it could be disallowed and it could be a goal, of course. Yeah, I get it.
Hazard into the feet of Lukaku. It's not really been opening weekend of this World Cup. There's another foul there and another free kick at the edge of the penalty area.
I'm a defender, Adam. When he's offside, I stick my hand up. I want him offside.
When you've done that line, yeah, no two ways about it. Here's the free kick. Last, 8.5 minutes. Lead. Perfect start for them to Group G at this 2018 World Cup. The noise inside the Fish Stadium in Sochi has just dropped a little. The Panamanians realising this is done and dusted now. Mertens is about to re-spot the ball, I think, that Hazard has just put down here. Again, it's to the left of the D. It's about 25 yards out. They're actually going to take Mertens off and bring the other Hazard on. So that'll decide who's taking this free kick if they do it now. I think they're trying to get the attention of the referee. The board is up.
One of them's going to be very disappointed, I can tell you that.
Well, I think the referee has said, no, we're not doing the substitution yet, we will wait. And actually it is going to be Eden Hazard who will take this free kick. 6 goals in his last 6 qualifying games for Belgium. Right-footed, he tries to bend it, he's got into the wall again, and well, one of the Panamanians has gone down. No great surprise. Feeling, I think it's Tejeda, the substitute. He got caught in the face, and here is the change, and we will see the other Hazard brother enter the frame. Thorgan Hazard from Borussia Mönchengladbach. He will replace Dries Mertens, who got Belgium on that way with a really sumptuous strike.
He did, didn't he? The front three have not had it all their own way. It's just started now. He'll be really annoyed. He'll be thinking if he'll get another goal, he wants to stay on the pitch because the game's opened up. But he's done his shift. He's done his job. He's got the bigger fish to fry now. They've got more games to play, and he's scored a great goal. It was a wonderful strike.
7 minutes remaining here on TalkSport 2. You're listening to the World Cup live. Roberto Martinez with a big hug for Mertens.
That's what he's saying to him. I know you want to stay on, and listen, I've got to take Sunday. I'm using the squad. You'll be in the team next time. It's just reassuring him.
Got to keep them happy.
Absolutely.
You and I were talking off there earlier. You know, keeping them happy is such a key part of it.
Yeah, it's not about being mates with them. It's being reasonable with them, explaining your decisions, and you know what? If you are that and consistent with people, then you get the best out of them.
There's a poor clearance there from Boyata, but he just about gets away with it with a bit of help from Alderweireld. He's not had too much to worry about playing in that role that's usually filled by Vincent Kompany. There's De Bruyne.
The game keep ball going on now. That's.
Well, I think they've equalled that best ever scoreline in a World Cup, that 3-0 win against El Salvador. I'm sure they'll look to try and better that if they can. One of the favourites. The first side of the top 6 in the FIFA rankings to secure a win here after a weekend, of course, where we saw some of the best teams in the world struggle to make the perfect start at this World Cup. Of course, we're talking Germany, who lost to Mexico, Brazil only drawing against Switzerland, Portugal joined with Spain, Argentina, of course, drawing against Iceland, and as we mentioned, Switzerland taking on Brazil, because Switzerland are inside the top 6 in the world. You may find that hard to believe, but you can manipulate your fixtures to make sure your ranking doesn't look too bad when it comes to draw times.
I do think that the Portugal-Spain result is a little bit skewed when they're saying all the top 6 haven't won their games. You know, they were 2 brilliant teams, weren't they? It was a great game.
They were a terrific game of football, probably one of the best you're likely to see at the World Cup, technically and for sheer drama. Oh, here's a chance for Panama! Oh, he's gone down in the box. I think it's Tejeda who tried to get the shot. It's off of Courtois. And the referee just saying, no, hang on a minute.
Yeah, coming on, is it?
No, I think he's just given offside.
Oh, is he?
It was the initial ball through, but there's no offside. It's that second touch where it was offside and Courtois won the ball anyway. Just for a moment, Panama got that goal that they desired, and it would, of course, be a historic goal, their first in a World Cup final.
Absolutely, you know, you said you start off with it's your first World Cup final, and then what's the next first? If you get a 0-0 or you score, whatever it is, it's some sort of success in that World Cup that you've been to.
Iceland, of course, the other debutants this time round here in Russia. They had a fairly good start in that 1-1 draw against Argentina. A goal, saving a Messi penalty. You can't really ask for much more. Fidel Escobar is one of the few that's not been booked, and maybe that's why he's just taken the chance to stick one on Axel Witsel there in the middle of the park.
And if he doesn't get booked, that's probably been the worst tackle of all in the game. There's been no nastiness. There's been a few little tugs and little trips and that, but nothing bad.
Well, I think the young 22-year-old who plays for the New York Red Bulls is going to get away with it. Actually, 5 of the 8 defenders in this Panamanian squad all play in the MLS. They're playing to a fairly decent standard.
Yeah, it's this is a different ball game altogether, though, than the MLS. This is something different. Playing against these Belgian players.
And for 45 minutes, they certainly managed to adapt enough to keep them out. I mean, you mentioned at half-time, they looked tired. They looked as though they'd probably gone 90 minutes, let alone 45, but they're still coming forward now. Marino, lovely ball into the penalty area, but it's too far ahead of Tejeda, who can't quite get there on that far side. Oh, he thought he kept the ball in. And he looked up, just checked the assistant to see if he put the flag up.
He hoped he got away with it. Look at that smile on his face. But about 2 great crosses in here. Yeah, when they had Perez on, the big fella up front, they didn't get a crossing at all. But the game's stretched. It's end to end, that's why you're getting crosses in.
2.5 minutes remaining. 2 goals for Romelu Lukaku, helping Belgium to this 3-0 advantage here, live on TalkSport 2. TalkSport Network, of course, your home of the World Cup. Lots of content as well across our social media. Now, De Bruyne here has clattered into, with a fairly high boot there, Tejeda. The yellow card is out, which I think is going to go to Kevin De Bruyne because it was his boot that was high. It's another yellow card, this time for Belgium, and it will be a free kick to Panama, not far outside the penalty area. Well, he's got the boot right into the midriff there of Luis Tejeda.
I don't think Kevin De Bruyne has meant that, I really do. He's just going to kick the ball, the guy's there. I think it's unfortunate there, I really do.
Well, certainly Escobar met that challenge a few moments ago that he didn't get booked for.
Yeah.
But De Bruyne is in the book. Here's the free kick for Panama. It's to the left of goal, a little bit further out as well, probably nearer to 30 yards. But maybe a chance for one of these players just to make that mark in Panamanian football history. It's actually about 25 yards out. It's to the left. And they may well fancy a shot on goal. Gabriel Torres thought about it, and it's driven in the end by Escobar, but straight at the keeper.
It is, I'm just wondering how it's got to the keeper. Has it gone up the side of the wall? Has it gone through the wall? Has it gone where the 2 lads have moved them from? Well, they've got the 2 Panama players on the edge of the wall, and they just tried to drag the wall out of the way, and I think Courtois ready. It was an easy save for him.
Mounier again down the right-hand side, tries to get the cross in. It's blocked out and behind and off of Gabriel Gomez. There's going to be a final change here for Belgium, and it's going to be a rare sight of the lesser spotted Nasir Chadli, who hasn't played much at all in the last 12 months or so for West Bromwich Albion. 6 games all season in total. He missed plenty of it. He's missed Albion's relegation, of course. He missed Euro 2016 as well, and he's coming on for Axel Witsel.
He's not going to play much in this game either, I can assure you.
It'll be a few moments. £17 million he's up for grabs for him. Someone wants to pick him up from West Brom.
I suppose in play betting, they'll be seeing whether he gets a touch at all, because he may not.
We're about to head into added time. They have a corner. Hazard's going to take it. It's away that time by Roman Torres from inside the penalty area. It looked like there was a handball there from Moussa Dembele, and the Panamanians have taken the free kick fairly quickly. They're up to halfway. Tejeda has made a decent run forward here. He's got the ball at feet. Now he looks for some support. Was there a foul? Referee says no. Picked up by Ismail Diaz. And Belgium have it back midway inside their own half. 4 minutes added on at the end of this game then. It's the World Cup live on TalkSport 2. Belgium beating Panama by 3-0 in Group G. The countdown is on to England's campaign kicking off. That's live over on TalkSport from 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's the big game tonight for everybody in England, but this is kind of, you know, everybody will be wanting a similar, when it's a similar performance, and sometimes you get carried away with the performance. It is the result that matters, and Belgium might not be thinking he gets his touch anyway, Chadley. You know, they might be thinking, well, he hasn't played great. They'll play better against the better teams, no doubt.
Hazard gets it in down the left-hand edge of the penalty area. Here is Chadley. Chadley on the ball inside the penalty area. Tries to stab it across the face of goal towards Borgenhausen, who's come on as a substitute. De Bruyne then just flicks that ball on. Eden Hazard will keep it in on this near side. Merino comes across and defends it well. And actually, the ball did go out of play. And it's going to be a goal kick to Panama away to our left-hand side.
I'm just going to, about that, you know, Roberto and his staff will analyse the performance, will analyse the game. Might not have been the best performance, but they've won. And that's it, your first game, you've won 3-0.
When you see the problems that Germany and Brazil and Argentina, all those have had, all you can do is win your first game and move on.
Oh, absolutely.
And they are excellent at doing it in these World Cup competitions. There's no two ways about that. Here come Panama forward on the left-hand side with Cooper there. Still trying, despite the fact we're 2 minutes into stoppage time. And I think Cooper's legs have just given up. And he said, actually, I can't really go any further forward. He's got his 100th cap.
Cramp, I believe. It's his 100th cap.
He's got his 100th cap against Norway last time out, so this is 101, and he's going to finish it on the floor with cramp, I think. In the meantime, Lukaku is still marauding forward over on that far side. Oh, what an exaggerated dive to the floor by Romelu Lukaku. No foul, according to the referee. And Panama, well, they've tried to launch one from halfway over the top of Courtois, who just puts his left arm up and tipped it over the crossbar. That would have been extraordinary, but I think the referee had actually stopped play, and there's a stretcher needed for Cooper on the far side.
Well, that was almost a wow moment, but I thought he was just trying to kick it out so he could get his treatment. But it's a great effort. He's treated it with contempt as well with his left hand. He saved it.
In amongst the noise, very hard to hear the referee's whistle there, that's for sure. Stuart Pearce will be part of our commentary team, of course, with Jim Proudfoot and Mark Saggers over on TalkSport from 6 o'clock as we build up to kick off with England. I was a little concerned actually, Mick, because earlier today on our social media, Stuart Pearce was broadcasting topless, and I was worried you may turn up today without a shirt, but I'm glad you did come with a shirt.
Topless, can you explain that one to me? Why was that?
I think it was just the heat. It's been a hot day, there's no two ways about it.
I'll have to have a word with Stuart. He's a pal of mine, so I'll have to find out what that's all about, but I'm not going to join that, no. Maybe he's got a better physique than I have. He's certainly got a better one than you anyway.
Well, listen, there's very few who don't have a better physique than me, Mick. That's for sure. Last 30 seconds of the game then, here on TalkSport 2. You're listening to the World Cup live as Belgium lead Panama by 3-0. And they've really gone to town in this second half. Romelu Lukaku delivering with 2 wonderful, wonderful goals. On that far side, Panama just trying to find their way back into this game. And well, Mertens was an absolute peach of a hit on the volley. Here come Panama though. Can they get that historic first goal in the World Cup finals? It ricochets round in the box, and you can hear the Panamanian fans just increase the noise levels as they thought for a moment that first goal was coming, but unfortunately not. And Gianni Sikaznik, our Zambian referee, blows his whistle. 2 goals from Romelu Lukaku, who sinks to his knees in the centre of the pitch here in Sochi. His goal and one from Dries Mertens, a real perler of a strike as well, have meant that Belgium have got their World Cup campaign off to the perfect start. They stuttered for the first 45 minutes, but they were dominant in the second half, and they've secured victory here in the Fish Stadium in Sochi. It's 3 points to Belgium, 3 goals as well. They've beaten Panama by 3 goals to 0.
Superb work from 2 male models with tremendous physiques there, Adam Bridge, Mick McCarthy. Listen, we've got a couple of minutes left of our coverage here. Mick, wanted to come to you. Since we last spoke, we've seen Belgium go through the gears, and that was a really tremendous second half performance. I just wonder whether you thought it was because they got a lot better, or a Panama a poor side?
Well, I think Panama are a poor side who played well and way above probably everybody expected. I thought they looked like a shambles at the start. I thought Belgium might overrun them. Then they got organised, but at the end of it, we just see the goal now from Burns. That was the first bit of real quality that we saw. We said it was the end product, and that opened the game up. Once they got the first goal, I don't think there was any doubt about what the result was going to be. And Belgium are a good side, and they'll play better when there's less pressure on against the have-to-beat game, the have-to-win game, the horrible ones to play.
Mick, how fearful should England be, having seen Belgium play that well?
Oh no, I think I look forward to that game, because the other 2 games, the Tunisian game and this one,